Hello everyone, welcome to the brand new course of DIY Arduino project. In this course, we are going to learn everything about Arduino. What is Arduino, how do we work with Arduino, and what we are going to prepare in Arduino board that we can use in our day-to-day life, or we can create something new that we can use or we can display as a project. So let us start with a small project that we are going to do in this Arduino project, Arduino lecture. So the first thing that we need to do is we should start from basic. So from basic, what should we do? From basic, we are going to make a simple Arduino connected board that we are going to use to make this LED lights glow in certain pattern or in a fixed time interval. We are not going to fiddle with anything. We are just going to write some set of codes and we are going to know why we are using these pins and why you are using the LEDs and what are the various aspects that we can use or what can go wrong while using this board. So let's get started. So let us start with the first thing, that is our Arduino board. So going with the Arduino board, we can see that we have a board. Right now it is disconnected, so there's no power supply coming to it. So there's no LED or indicator that it is on. You can see the indicator over here. It is not either red or whatever color, it will glow. So it is not on, so it is not glowing right now. But when I'll just start the simulation, just look at this and you can see when I start the simulation, you can see there's a green light over here. So this indicates that the power is flowing into the circuit and we can see the LED is glowing. Red LED is glowing, green one is glowing and blue one is glowing. So let us just turn off for a second. And let's just see what we are going to do over here and what are the components that we are using to make this effect take place. So the first thing that we have done, we have connected the ground from this negative terminal. Why we have done this? We have done this because the ground is connected to this horizontally sorted breadboard. There are vertically sorted pins too, but we are not going to use it. There's no point of using right now for now. You can use it anyways. If you are using it, you can connect it over here and you can just take the output from over here and here. So we are not using it here because the reason is it won't look good or the LEDs will be in just a vertical manner. And for our just simplicity, we are using this horizontal one. And this one is the for positive terminal that we are going to input the power supply from pin number 13. So what is ground? Ground is a reference point in a circuit board. Suppose we have something like, let us take a simple example. The simple example would be you are climbing a mountain. Suppose this is your mountain and you are climbing this mountain. And when you are on top of it, you say that I'm about 4,000 meter on mountain. So what is this? You should be taking some reference point. So what is the reference point over here? So the reference point over here is this level and this level is the sea level. Every time we say we are above, suppose we are 200 feet above or we are suppose 2 meters, we are taking sea level as a reference point. This applies same with under the water. So suppose you are under the water and you say that I'm like 200 feet below water. So you are taking the reference point as water level. That is the sea level. That is why you are telling I'm under 200 feet water. So let's just rub this out and so the same work is for the ground. Ground is used as a reference point in the circuit. So now let us come over to pin number 13. Why are we using pin number 13? Why not the pin number 12? Why not the 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4? Why not these ones? And you can notice that we have pin number 1 and 0. But it's written something over here. You can see that, I don't know if you can see, pin number 1 it is written TX. And pin number 0, it is written RX. So these basically TX and RX refers to transmission and receiver. That is transmission and receiver. So these two pins are basically used to transmit and receive signals to and fro the Arduino board. That is why we are not using this, because right now we don't have any need to transmit or receive any signals to our board. That is why we are not using. And why not then, if we are not using this one because this is transmission and receiver, then why are we not using from pin number 2 to pin number 10 or 11 or 12 or 12? Why are we not using this? The main reason why we are not using these pins are because the pin number 13 has an inbuilt resistor in it. That is why we are using pin number 13, and it will convert the voltage that we are supplying, and it will be adequate for our LED bulbs to glow. So let us see if our LED bulb is glowing. Let's start the simulation. As you can see that our LED bulb is glowing, and there's no exclamation mark over here. There's no exclamation mark over this LED. That will only show whenever our LED bulb will be glowing above the, that is if this LED has a required voltage of 3.3 volt and we are supplying it with 5 volt, then it will glow in this circuit. But in reality, if we are doing it in reality, then this LED will burn out and you won't be able to use it again. So that is the point we are using this simulation, so that you don't get to burn the LED and your money is saved, and all the time your time is also saved. So that is why we are not using this in our original circuit board right now, but we'll be using this later in our projects. So let's stop the simulation, and now let's come over to this board. Since I already said that this one is the horizontally sorted, this one over here is the horizontally sorted, and this pins A, B, C, D, E and F, G, H, I, J is the vertically sorted. So if we connect anything over here, that is, suppose we have connected ground over here in this minus, then we can take output from over here, here, all the way to this last pin. That is why if we are connecting this ground to here and we are taking output here, because this is horizontally sorted, so we can take output from anywhere. Now same applies for the pin number 13 that we are giving input voltage. So we are connecting this over here, so we can see that we are taking output from over here. You can take output from any of the pins, that is from here, you can take output from here, but basically it won't look good and our circuit will get complicated. That is why we are using just the simple thing, we are taking out from here and it is in a straight line and it looks good, decent enough. Not like that if we use, suppose, let us see, if we use this and if this pin was over here, this wire was over here and this jumper wire was over here, this was over here or this was over here, will it look good? No, it won't look good. So it is looking good right now, and this is also a good way to represent your circuit. If your circuit has so much wires over there, and it will be not a good thing to see and it won't be pleasing enough for everyone. So let's just rub this out and let's just see what else we are doing over here. So our connection with the Arduino and breadboard is complete. Now let's head over to the LED. So LED, what is LED? LED is basically a diode, and as you can see, there are two things over here that you will be noticing. This one over here is the smaller pin and this one over here is the longer pin. I am using S for smaller and I am using L for larger. It's just for reference, nothing to worry about. So I am using smaller one here, and this one is the cathode, and this one over here is the anode, longer one. So the longer one is always the positive terminal of a LED. So don't confuse if you are given a LED and if you are said to find out which one is the anode and which one is the cathode. So you can simply find out by saying it the longer pin and the shorter pin. The shorter pin will always go into the ground and the longer pin will always go into the positive terminal. That is over here you can see it's a green jumper wire that we have connected over here, and this is going to the pin number 13 that we are taking input voltage from. Yeah, over here. That is why we have also taken the green wire. We could have used the same wire, but it would be complicated for us to understand. So that is why we are using this. Now, let's head over, and as we can see, we have connected our LED. But there might be a question in your mind, what if we connect the LED in the opposite terminals? Will it run or will it glow? So let's find it out. Just we are going to take a LED. That's our LED. We are going to place it over here, and we are connecting this cathode to the input voltage, and we are connecting this anode to the ground that we have taken from the board. Now let's change the color since it is ground. So let's just check it out. There's no point of changing color. Let's just check it out. So if we start the simulation, you can see these LEDs are glowing. This red one, this green one, and this blue one. These all are glowing, but this red one isn't glowing. What might the probable reason for it? So the reason for this is we have connected the wrong terminals. We have connected its cathode to the pin number 13 that we are taking voltage input, and we have connected the anode to ground that we are taking input from the board. So it won't work. Either our pin will get fried or it won't work. So it depends on the input voltage that we are supplying to it. So let's just stop the simulation. So now let's just change these terminals. We are going to delete it, and we are going to delete it. Earlier what we had done, we had connected this with this one, and we have connected this positive terminal with this one. That is the positive input that we are taking it. So now let's just rectify it, and we'll just connect the anode with the input that we are taking from our board, that is pin number 13, and we are connecting the cathode with the ground that we are taking input. Now let's just change the color. Now it's black. Now it is same like as we have done in this LEDs. So let's start the simulation and see what it will show. So as you can see, our LED is glowing over here. So now you can understand what is the reason why it wasn't glowing earlier. So since we know why, and one more thing, this is in just blinking because we have done some coding over here that we are going to learn in the part 2 of this course. So let's just stop this simulation. Now, since we knew what the connection is, and now what over here it is happening, and why we are connecting this one and this one, that is ground, and why we are taking pin number 13. So let's head over to coding section. In the next part, we are going to do the coding, and we are going to understand what is happening behind the scene, that is in the code, that is turning this LED, that is this LEDs turning on and off in a sequence. So let's head over to the code part. So let us see what we are going to do in this. In this circuit, we are going to do some codes. It's a small set of code, but this will represent what's happening that we have done earlier. The lights were blinking over there. These lights were blinking. And what was the reason behind it? Why was it blinking? So now here we are going to understand why these lights are blinking over there. So let us see. First of all, what we are going to do, we are going to understand what this set of code will do. This define LED 13 will tell the board that the LED is connected from the pin 13 into the board. That is, the LED is in the pin number 13. So since it is true, the LED is connected with this breadboard, and the pin is connected with this, that is this horizontally sorted one pins. So it is telling the board the LED is connected to this board in the pin number 13. Now let's come to the void setup. This setup will load before the void loop, before the circuit will go into the loop. So what it will say, that pin mode LED output. So LED will be, pin mode will be in the output. That is what the setup will do. Now it will come out from the function, the void setup function, and it will enter into the another function which is void loop. which will tell this Arduino board that this should be going into a loop. That is, this set of codes will this set of code will go into a loop and will repeat itself again and again. Since we haven't provided anything that it will go out from the loop if the condition isn't true or the condition isn't met true, so that is why it won't come out of the loop. That is the reason it won't never turn off, or nothing else will happen, because we have just given it the code for blinking of the LED. So now let us see what this will do. So the first line that we can see is digital write LED high. So why we are writing digital write? So you can see that our LEDs are connected with the digital pins. That is why we are going to write digital. If it was connected with the analog, it would have been something different. But right now it is connected with the digital. You can either use the analog or digital, but I would prefer that you use the digital one, because we have pin number 13 over here that will have inbuilt register in it. That is why we are using this. So right now we are writing digital write LED high. So since LED high is written over here, this will say the Arduino board to provide power to it, and it will, since we wrote high over here, so the LED will glow. Now what will the next line of set of code will do? So the next line says delay 1000. So here 1000 is not in second, it is in millisecond. So let us see what it will do. Since it is written delay 1000, so this LED will turn on, and will turn on for the delay will be for about 1000 millisecond. And as you can see here, something over here written with a double slash, and it is of different color. So what this will do, this is a comment. This is a comment in assembly language that we are using, and this language that we are using over here is assembly language of Arduino. So what this will say, if you are writing anything like this, then this will be a comment. It won't get executed. So now let us see over here. We also have a digital write over here. And again, after coming out of this, it will come to again this statement, which will say digital write LED low. What does low means? So since it will say low, then if we start this LED will turn off. If suppose we had only written the digital write LED low, this LED will turn off. And then we have again a delay of 800, that is 800 millisecond. After this execution, it will again go in a loop. Since we don't have any set of conditions over here, that will terminate the loop if it hasn't matched. So that is why it will again go in a loop, and this will go in a loop again and again until and unless we turn off the circuit by ourselves or manually. So let's see, if this is true, then this light will start blinking, and there will be a delay of 100 millisecond, and here it will be a delay of 800 millisecond after it turns off. So first let us clear this. Now since we have cleared this, we can run the simulation and see if this is glowing or is it working or not. So let's start the simulation. Yes. So see, this is glowing and this is glowing at a constant rate, and these all are synced. So that is why if this is glowing, this one is glowing, and all LED are glowing at the same moment, because it is following the same set of codes that is written over here. All LEDs are connected with the pin number 13. So the pin number 13 will do, as the pin number 13 we are saying that we are connected it with LED. So it will do everything, and the statements that we are giving to pin number 13, it will be repeated again and again, and everything that is connected to pin number 13 will follow the same set of codes that we are running over here. So now since we have learned how this blinking of LED works, so I hope you can do certain other experiment, or you can connect different LEDs in a row and you can perform it by yourself, and you will be doing it by yourself. So you will learn many more things by doing this experiment. Thank you everyone.